This teacher was in the middle of explaining how bees work in class. Suddenly, she blurted out a whole ad.
Kids love honey. That's why parents love Honey Nugs. Whole grain chunks covered in golden Tupelo honey. The sweetest way to start your day. Honey Nugs from Ditta.
The weirdest part? After saying it, she acted like nothing had happened.
Honey Nugs.
What are those?
The sweetest way to start your day.
Okay, if you say so.
After class, one kid came up to her and told her that his parents were about to get divorced. As a caring teacher, Amanda comforted him like she always did. But out of nowhere, she started pitching a Christian counseling website, leaving the poor kid totally confused. But things had been different a few months ago. She used to be a normal elementary school teacher. Hardworking, responsible, and loved by her students. Her husband Mike was a welder. They weren't rich, but they were happy and deeply in love. Going out for a nice dinner or catching a show once in a while was more than enough for them. Life was simple, cozy, and good until disaster struck. One day, while Mike was working at the factory, his boss suddenly told him that Amanda had an emergency and that he needed to get to the hospital. Fast. Mike dropped everything and rushed over. By the time he got there, Amanda was already in the ICU. The doctor told Mike they had found a deadly tumor in Amanda's brain, and it was too late. The tumor had already invaded critical areas, and there was nothing they could do. Mike couldn't accept it. He begged the doctor to save his wife. The doctor, seeing how desperate he was, hesitated, then mentioned a tech company that might be able to help. Not long after, a representative from a company called Rivermind showed up. Gaynor explained that they could replace Amanda's damaged brain tissue with their company's server technology, and Amanda could wake up again. Of course, Mike was skeptical and questioned whether it was safe. But Gaynor reassured him, saying she herself was one of Rivermind's first users. She had survived a horrible car accident thanks to their tech and was now living normally, even working. Seeing that Gaynor seemed just like any other person, Mike was tempted but worried about the cost. They were just regular people. How could they afford something like this? But Gaynor told him not to worry. The company was still expanding, so the surgery would be completely free. All they had to do was pay a $300 monthly subscription fee to keep using the service. $300 a month to bring Amanda back? Mike didn't even hesitate. He agreed immediately. Thanks to Rivermind, Amanda woke up. But on the way home from the hospital, she started worrying about that $300 a month. It wasn't insanely expensive, but it wasn't cheap either. From then on, they had to live carefully, saving money, working overtime, and doing everything they could to make it work. Amanda went back to teaching in no time, and Mike's days grew longer and longer. Soon, their wedding anniversary came around. Mike wanted to treat Amanda to a nice meal at their favorite hotel. But the moment they drove out of their county, Amanda suddenly passed out. Mike freaked out and rushed her back, and as soon as they crossed back into their county, she woke up like nothing happened. Completely confused, they went to Rivermind the next day. Gaynor explained that Amanda had simply gone out of service range. If they wanted her to work outside the county, they needed to upgrade to the Plus tier. Otherwise, with their current common tier, Amanda could only function within the county. Mike got mad, saying they were promised global access when they signed up. Gaynor just smiled and said she hadn't lied. She said they would have global access in the future, meaning when the Plus tier launched. And now it had launched. Mike had no choice but to ask how to upgrade. Gaynor said it was simple, just $800 a month. Mike and Amanda were stunned. They were already barely making it work with $300. $800 was impossible. In the end, they decided to stick with the common tier. They just wouldn't leave the county. But soon, other problems started popping up. Amanda began sleeping longer and longer, but always felt exhausted. And every now and then, in the middle of a conversation, she would suddenly blurt out random ads.
Have you tried espresso grande? The beans are roasted slow and long for a richer, smoother taste.
Can't say that I have.
Can't say that you have what?
So they went back to Gaynor. But Gaynor calmly explained that this was perfectly normal. It was just advertising implantation. Amanda couldn't accept it. They were using her to broadcast ads. Had they gotten her consent? Gaynor nonchalantly pulled up hundreds of pages of user agreements, pointing out that in line 78 of page 165, there was a small print stating that they had the right to use customers for advertising purposes. But don't worry, these ads were tailored to the customer's situation. If Amanda didn't want to hear these ads, she could upgrade to the Plus version and avoid them entirely. Amanda refused to just give in and turned down Gaynor's offer. But from that point on, the ads became even more frequent.
Hot new fall Nikes, just $200 now at Foot Locker.
They started to affect her work, and she even introduced dating ads in front of the principal. When she got home, Amanda told Mike about what happened at school. The principal had given her a final warning. If she kept showing ads at school, she would be fired. Now, they were in real trouble. If Amanda lost her job, they wouldn't even be able to afford the basic subscription anymore. Mike thought for a moment and said he'd figure something out.